computer. Well, this is Bill Boerum speaking to you on behalf of Sister Cities International and our very good partner, the Union of Russian Cities. And we're delighted today to have quite a few participants from both countries. And I'll mention some of that as we get underway. Let me just check here and make my friend the host of this so I can just, there we go. Mary Palco, you get a credit for that. So welcome to everyone, and delighted by the turnout and the interest in, again, getting together as we work for better relationships and mutual assistance, really, in municipal best practices and utilizing the networks that each organization has in their country. And again, welcome to everybody. So let me say that today we have about 30 people from the US accepted the invitation and representing 24 cities across the United States. We also have 12 people from Russia representing 8 cities and perhaps more as they continue to check in. So very good representation. So let me go over the program here. We'll first have a welcome from Carol Robertson Lopez, the chair of the board of directors of Sister Cities International, and then remarks by Alexandra Ignatieva, who is the general director of the Union of Russian Cities, and she will be assisted. We'll have a reading of her remarks by Alexander Pakhomov in Moscow, who has assisted me at a conference with very good work on the presentation and Q&A. So he will step in to assist on that. And then we will hear from Yuri Mazie, who is from Moscow State University with a very interesting proposal. I'll mention that as I introduce him. And then following, we'll have opportunity for updates and comments by the participants. So, and then we'll determine some next steps. So let's start off with a welcome by my good friend of many years, Carol Robertson Lopez.
Thank you very much, Bill. As Bill said, my name is Carol Robertson Lopez, and I'm very honored to serve as the chair of the board of Sister Cities International. What makes it so exciting being the chair at this time is that we are learning to use new technology to support our old ways of getting together. And let me acknowledge Mary Palco, who's helped lead us into this effort of having these global conversations, as well as the roundtable that we're having today. Thank you, Mary. We are connecting in ways we never thought possible. I have had the opportunity of meeting Alexandra and Ivan Goodson on 3 continents. And now we're in the virtual context of all being together today. So it certainly is a pleasure to see my friends from the Union of Russian Cities and so many wonderful friends that I've met through time in Russia. Maria Gorieva, we've recently done a program with Maria. So we're just thrilled with our friends in Russia. I also want to say congratulations to Russia in terms of the COVID virus. I think it's every country working with their technology that'll help us to come together as one world to defeat the COVID virus. So congratulations. I understand today Russia started also giving the virus the vaccination. One of the new ideas that Bill Boerum has been developing, working with different cities in Russia, is the idea of doing a Great Rivers project. As we all know, geography does determine the outcome in our countries on what happens. And the river Volga and the Mississippi River, both of our countries, have been shaped by the rivers and the exploration and the commerce. So what Bill Boerum has proposed, and we're very excited to explore, is a Great Rivers project where we're going to link the cities along the Volga River with Mississippi and look at our commonalities. We're also doing a similar project with the mountainous regions of the world. Pat Fallon, who's in the call today, is one of the people leading that effort. So with our new technology, we're finding more ways to explain and understand all that we have in common. So I want to thank all of our participants from the United States and our friends from Russia for being here today. And with that, thank you. And I turn it back to Bill. Thank you, Bill.
Well, thank you very much, Carol, for your remarks, which are not only informative and insightful, but also, truly very sincere and bespeaking a commitment to the work that both organizations have been doing. So thank you, Carol. So now I'm very delighted to have the privilege and the happiness of introducing Alexandra, who is the General Director of the Union of Russian Cities. And we've had this relationship for just over 3 years, and I think it's been a very productive one. And if I may say so, it has been very much at their initiation too. They suggested the partnership. I think the partnership has worked very well, and there's a lot more we can do at the level of the two organizations. But I think at this stage, we need to do is to stimulate within our common members. So those cities that are members of each organization who happen to be twinned, that they will will spur them to more activities and collaboration. So let me now turn it over to Alexandra, but first mention that my friend Alexander Pakhomov in Moscow is a professional interpreter. So he will be speaking Alexandra's remarks.
Bill, sorry for my interruption. How many minutes she has? She is asking now.
Well, that's about, say, 7 minutes, 6 or 7 minutes, I think we were planning.
7 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah. Alexander and
Yes,
Alexandra.
yeah. Will I translate simultaneously?
Yes.
Okay.
Так, у меня будет синхронный перевод, Ваня, или нет все-таки? Нет,
Говорят,
да?
что синхронный. А как нет?
Узнайте, Александр Иванович, синхронный перевод или нет? Нет, как говорить, останавливаться или...
What kind of translation? Will she be speaking sequentially or synchronically? On translation, I mean.
А переводчик меня слышит?
Да, я слышу вас прекрасно, но
Interpreter is now...
То есть вы будете синхронно переводить, правильно я понимаю?
Да. Билл, по крайней мере, так сказал. Да.
Ну, я просто немножко подсокращу то, что у вас там есть, поскольку времени. Дорогие друзья, я так могу...
Ladies and gentlemen,
коллег из Америки.
I'm very glad to see my colleague from the United States.
Действительно, с вами встречались уже не один раз.
So we have met many times with you, Carol, and I hope that everybody is safe and sound.
Много знакомых лиц.
I see very many faces, familiar faces. So, and I'm looking forward to seeing you when the pandemic is over. And so we'll drink wine today, together.
Я обязуюсь привезти водки, чтобы вместе...
So, and I will necessarily bring vodka to drink it with you.
Коллеги, ну, я хочу сказать,
So,
что
dear colleagues, I want to say that our organization next year will celebrate its 30th anniversary.
И, конечно, пользуюсь
and having this chance, I'm inviting everybody to join us.
Я подготовила небольшой доклад.
I've prepared
Конечно, мир
speech.
за последние годы
Of
стал
course, the world has changed greatly, especially in the second decade of the 21st century. A new form of relations is being formed. Today we face the situation when we should work out how we should react appropriately to all these challenges. We understand that more than half of the planet live in cities, and in the cities we should achieve the goal to achieve our goals of poverty eradication, equality, climate change. And it is cities will determine whether we achieve economic growth for all or succumb to even greater inequality. And so COVID has changed a lot in our lives, and and all cities face the economic crisis. So our cities to pay special attention to education processes.
Конечно, изменились и социальные отношения, и руководство городов сегодня особенно должно обращать
Today
внимание.
we should pay special attention to social relations. Yeah, social relations. Я прослушал, потому что тут плохо слышно. Yes, social relations.
Еще раз хочу сказать, что особое внимание
I want to say once more that we should
введение карантина фактически изменили процесс образования.
That the crisis and the introduction of quarantine have actually changed the education process, and new unusual approaches began to be introduced, and this process was really missing, contradictory, much was unknown and still remains unknown. And so we are trying new technologies, and not everybody agrees with this new technology.
Безусловно, хочу сказать, что
I want to say that the pandemic accelerated the global tendencies and the already existing global and purely Russian trends.
В наших городах практически на 10 лет ускорило этот процесс.
And so it accelerated the process, or even the pace of it, for a decade. So, and there are some positive moments in this process.
То, что мы рассчитывали на 10 лет, случилось сейчас.
So we have the results, what we've planned to do that in 10 years' time. But we already have this result. Of course, going back to our American and Russian relations, I would like to say that
отношения между Россией и за последнее время
relations of the United States and Russia are now according to diplomats and experts, at their lowest level since the collapse of the USSR. But we believe that in the current challenging environment, interregional and intermunicipal interaction and movement of sister cities can play an important role in restoring confidence. The thing is important, which is fundamentally important, that our people strive for good neighborly, mutually beneficial relations. In order to strengthen mutual trust between the residents of Russia and the United States, the Union of Russian Cities and Sister Cities International signed a protocol of cooperation and intent in April 2018,
провели много мероприятий, периодически делимся опытом,
sign the
как
protocol on
работа
cooperation and
осуществляется в
intent.
наших
And so our
городах.
organizations
И
strive to expand
провели с вами
wherever necessary to resume cooperation
хорошее для
between the
нас с вами
cities of
время
Russia
форум,
and the
который
United
прошел в России,
States.
первый российско-американский форум.
So,
Я хочу
and
сказать,
we
что
had the
до
first
сих пор
Russian-American
наши
Municipal Forum had
мэры,
in
наши
October
города вспоминают его
2019. So
очень
until now,
позитивно,
all the members and participants of that forum
позитивной обстановке
positively
была на форуме.
evaluate, and
И
there was
все
a very good
спрашивают, когда будет
atmosphere at the
второй
forum.
форум
And so everybody is
российско-американский.
curious to know about the second municipal forum. They want to know the date of it.
Я думаю, что наша
And
с
I
вами
think that
задача
our
определить,
goals
когда
to
мы его
determine
проведем.
when it is best to hold
На
it
всей
again.
территории
And
Россия
where
готова
in Russia
еще раз
or in the United States, Russia is ready to hold it
американских коллег
once
для
again
России. Может быть, это
to
будет
receive
в
our
Москве.
American
С
colleagues
удовольствием
in Russia, back in
жду вас
Russia.
и еще раз
We are looking
предлагаю
forward
обсудить
to
этот
seeing you
вопрос
soon,
и
and
принять решение
I
о
offer
проведении
you
второго российско-американского форума.
to discuss
Также
this
у нас есть
opportunity to have it in
приглашение
Russia.
для наших коллег из
And
организовать
and we have an
визит
offer for
молодых
our colleagues from Sister
муниципальных
Cities
лидеров в
International to
Россию для
organize
обмена
a visit
опытом.
of young municipal leaders to Russia to
Мы в России
exchange
наблюдаем новый
experience.
тренд.
We're
Сегодня
witnessing
мэрами
a new
городов
trend in Russia.
и
Young people
управленцами
under
становится все больше и
35
больше
become
молодых
mayors
людей
of cities, and
лет.
their entire team consists of the same
И
ambitious young leaders.
считаем, что если наши партнеры соберут такую
And
делегацию,
we believe that if
американских
our
городов,
partners
которые
gather
идут
such a delegation
непосредственно
from American cities who
в
work
муниципалитетах,
directly in the
мы
city
готовы их
government,
встретить, взять на
we
себя все
are
расходы
ready
и
to receive
организовать
them
такой
here, cover
семинар-визит
all
по обмену
costs,
опытом в
and
России.
organize such a seminar or study tour
Мы считаем, что
to
такой
exchange
обмен будет
experience in
интересен
Russia.
обеим сторонам,
We think
позволит
that such
установить
an
новые
exchange
дружеские и
will be of
профессиональные
interest
связи.
to both parties and will allow to establish
В
new
заключение хочу
relations,
сказать,
friendly
что
ones, and professional
мы
ties.
постоянно занимаемся
So we're
мониторингом
constantly
наших международных связей. Мы, конечно,
monitor
ставим
the
перед собой
situation
цель,
in cities on a
чтобы
regular basis.
группы наши с вами, а их более 75 контактов породненных городов
And
возобновили свои
so,
отношения.
as far as we know, that there are more than
Могли еще больше
75
общаться,
pairs
помогать
of
друг
sister
другу.
cities in, and so we are to help each other. We should
И,
help each
конечно,
other.
в заключение своей
And so,
пламенной
in
речи хочу
conclusion,
всем
I
пожелать
would like to
здоровья.
say I wish you good health.
И у нас в России началась
And
активно,
in Russia, we have
начали
started
прививаться прививками от ковида.
the vaccination against COVID in
Готовы
Russia.
всех американских друзей приглашаем и готовы поделиться прививкой.
And so we're ready to share our vaccination, and we're ready to receive them here.
Уверяю вас, что все мои коллеги, которые сделали
I assure
прививку,
you that all of my colleagues who had this vaccination, they feel fine now.
я не делала, потому что переболела ковидом, и у меня еще есть
I didn't have it yet, but I went through the COVID-19 myself.
антитела, и
I've
поэтому как только они
overcame, and
закончатся,
so,
я тоже пойду и сделаю себе
but
прививку.
when it will come the time, I will do it necessarily myself.
Всем здоровья!
So, good health to you.
Well, very good. And thank you very much, Alexandra, and good health to you. We have time, I think, for a couple of questions here, 2 or 3 questions.
Да, 2 или 3 вопроса.
Anyone have any questions that Mary can spot? If anyone wants to wave or anything else? Any other questions? There's Carol.
I was very interested in what Alexandra was saying
Да,
about
было очень интересно,
the
что
number
говорит
of young
Александра
people that are
да,
getting
о
involved
молодых
in government
лидерах,
positions in Russia.
которые работают в управлении городами.
And my question is are you
Мой
seeing
вопрос
young men
касается,
and young women entering these government posts?
это идет о молодых только мужчинах или женщинах тоже?
Это касается всех, и женщин, и мужчин.
Both women and men.
Я хочу сказать, что у нас
I would like to say that in municipal management,
как правило, большее
as a
количество
rule,
мужчин
we have more men. They're all mayors, more mayors men, but municipal service people are women.
Поэтому мы ждем всех, и мужчин, и женщин.
So, and we're open to everybody, to men and women.
Thank you.
Would there be perhaps one more question?
Может быть, еще один вопрос?
Maybe from the Russian side.
Может быть, с русской стороны?
Да, с русской стороны они мне каждый день могут задать вопрос.
But they can ask me every day from the Russian side.
That's true. Another question perhaps from America?
Может быть, из Америки вопрос?
Our screen is quiet.
It's what?
It's very quiet.
Yeah, it is. Well, they're very contented. They're very happy and contented.
Life is good.
Да, они очень все, в общем-то, удовлетворены и, в общем-то, в радостном состоянии, поэтому молчат.
Well, anyway, we'll continue on. So again, Alexandra, thank you. And as always, you come up with good ideas.
Очень хорошие идеи у вас.
Work to do.
Да, и вы нам задали, в общем-то, фронт работ.
Well, let me make a couple of other quick acknowledgments here. People have come on, and I didn't get a chance to do it at the beginning. So I'd like to acknowledge two friends at the Russian embassy in Washington, D.C. Marina, who is the first secretary of educational contacts. And also Andre, who's been very, very helpful in this collaboration. He's responsible for political affairs at the embassy in Washington. So thanks to both of you for coming on. I'd also like to acknowledge Yana Bezyatynskaya, who is our cultural ambassador, who has joined us again today. So we'll look forward to the work we're thinking about doing with St. Petersburg. And then also I wanted to thank Tim Quigley before he goes on to another call. Always a busy fellow. It was under Tim's chairmanship that this partnership was developed between the two organizations, and he facilitated that in a very straightforward way, seeing the common benefits for each. So thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Bill, and Merry Christmas to all of you.
Very good. Well, let's go on next to our second speaker, and I attribute this contact again to Andre, who was the facilitator at the embassy in Washington, who put me in touch with, at Moscow State University, the vice rector for international affairs, Yuri Mazie, and he's got a very interesting proposal for us, which I think will embellish our network. And we've had a very good conversation. And I'll let him tell you about what he has in mind, actually from the rector of Moscow State University, which is the largest and biggest and most prestigious university in Russia, tell you about the Russian Union of Rectors. Yuri.
Yes, Bill. Thank you very much. Good morning and good evening for everybody. And it is really I'm really enthusiastic to participate in this meeting because it would open some horizons for our cooperation on behalf of the universities, and probably it will also add some dimensions for the relations between sister cities of United States and Russia. And let me, as Bill already told, let me tell a bit about our suggestions, how we can help to each other, and how can we probably work together to connect cities via connection of the universities that are in the cities. Bill, if you give me a possibility, I'd like to share a screen and to show some slides.
Ooh.
Is it possible?
Well, Mary Palko is in charge of that as the host.
That is so.
So, Mary, can you help?
Yeah, I'm looking at sharing the screen, but
Mary, all you have to do is go to the participant list, click on Yuri, and then you'll find that option.
Yuri, there you are. Hold on. Like, all right, I'm going to make you host. There's great responsibility. Change host. You should be.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Super.
So, do you see the screen?
Yes.
Good. So, as Bill already told, I represent biggest Russian university, Moscow State University, but also our president of the university is also chairman of the Russian Rectors Union, which holds together almost all Russian universities. Around 700 universities are members of Russian Rectors Union. And we have this union has quite strong internal structure, and it was founded in early 1990s, in 1992, and since that time, Russian Rectors Union proposed several ideas, several projects that became after that they became all Russian let's say types of activity, all Russian projects. And here's the list of different projects that was initiated by Russian Rectors Union. So it means that we do have some influence on the situation in the higher education system in Russia, and so because we unite almost all Russian universities all together, and we serve also as a platform for interacting of all rectors. And here you can just few images of how our congresses of Russian Rectors Union are organized since 1992, and almost each congress was participated by the president of Russian Federation. That's why this union is quite influential, and we can propose directly some ideas and some projects to the top of Russian government. And looking to our international activity, I would say that on behalf of the Russian Union of Rectors, we, starting from 2000, we organized around 70 meetings of Russian and overseas university presidents. And during that time, we linked to each other more than 3,000 presidents of Russian and overseas universities. And here is just some examples. For example, with China, we already organized 7 meetings, and this is one of the largest that was held in 2016 in Moscow. And in some cases, for example, with Japan, we already stated a kind of special organization of association of higher education institutions of Russia and Japan. And we, of course, we do work with many regions in our planet, and we have such type of connections with European universities such as United Kingdom, Germany, France, Spain, with South America, with Arabic countries, with some Southeastern countries, with India, so etc., etc. So this is kind of normal activity of Russian Rectors Union to organize meetings between university presidents. And normally it is very helpful because it is push up the connections between universities, and many international projects are discussed and start at such meetings. And nowadays, having this COVID situation, we turn to online platforms and already organized several meetings online. And next one will be next week with Belarus, and another one in February will be with United Kingdom. So we have ongoing schedule, and so do the same job like we did before COVID era. And so what I'd like to stress is that having your already existing connections between sisters with very friendly atmosphere, as I might admire, so we can try to organize in a framework of your agenda a kind of meeting of universities that that function in the sister cities. And I asked Bill to send me last week a list of sister cities, and I counted possible universities that can participate in such activity, and we have at least 50 universities from each side to start cooperation, to start a dialogue, the new type of dialogue. Of course, it is much more than enough to start. So we can start from some concrete pairs of cities and concrete pairs of universities. I think it would be fruitful because, of course, we do have direct bilateral connections with our American partners, but it is another dimension to discuss and to present our achievements if we have a general meetings that many universities, many presidents can see each other and can see how other universities are developed in their cooperation with partner universities. So, and many new ideas normally arrive when tens of presidents meet each other during such meetings. So this is our suggestion and our proposal. Probably we can discuss in more details how to organize that. So thank you very much for your attention, and I would like to answer questions if they are.
Yes, please do. Anyone that I know, we've got a number of our colleagues here from the U.S. that have connections with universities. So whether you do or you do not, any questions for Yuri at this stage? Mary.
So Yuri, great presentation, and your reach in Russia is incredible. And I know from listening to the other sister city programs, there would be great interest in collaboration on not only entrepreneurs and next gens, but looking shared sources or shared instructors back and forth. So I applaud your proposal, and I would imagine there'd be quite a few who would respond. Anyone else?
Any other questions or comments?
Yeah, this is Claire.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Yuri, very much. Really appreciated your presentation. We have a sister city relationship in Tacoma, Washington with Vladivostok. It has not been active over the past few years, and we're searching for new leadership. But with other sister cities, we are also exploring a sports exchange. And I'm wondering if there are a lot of skateboarders in Russia who would like to participate in a skateboarding competition. No?
So it was a gap in sound, so I don't caught all that. Sorry.
There are a lot of skaters, you know.
Yes.
Surf skaters, you said?
Yeah.
Surf skaters?
Yes. Yes.
So we know that you have ice skaters in Russia.
Oh, yes, beautiful ones.
У нас сейчас это очень популярно кататься
It's very popular.
И по воде, и по суше.
And on the water and on the terrain, and everybody is, you know, happy to go in for such kind of sports.
Летом по воде, сейчас по снегу. Это
in the summer and on water and now on ice or on the snow.
Это очень хорошая идея, и, конечно, я хочу сказать, что кроме Владивостока у нас достаточно...
Except for Vladivostok, we have many cities that are ready to cooperate in this field. On this Friday, there'll be the meeting of the Union of Russian Cities.
И направление мы будем избирать нового
And so
президента.
we'll choose a new president for this union.
Сегодня
to elect.
Предварительно известен
Where
кандидат.
to elect. And so we know, so far we know a candidate for that position.
Это мэр города Тюмени.
He's the mayor of Tumen, of the city of Tumen.
Мы с ним в беседе обсуждали побратимство с американским городом, и он сказал.
So, and when we were talking with him, we discussed this issue of sister cities of America and Russia.
Что у них город побратим это Хьюстон.
And he said that they have the sister city in America, it's Houston.
Но, к сожалению, они долгое время не могут отношения.
But unfortunately, they cannot shape out their relations in a proper way.
Поэтому я думаю, что первое поручение от президента в субботу это будет для меня наладить отношения с Хьюстоном. Поэтому
So, and I think that the first issue for the president will be to address this issue, this very important issue for us, and I'll help myself. And it'll gonna happen on Saturday.
And she's asking to help you to this particular case.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, with Houston, yeah.
With Houston. We can help with that. And Bill, we have a question.
У нас есть вопрос, мы, конечно, поможем в этом вопросе. У нас есть вопрос.
Да, конечно.
Sure.
A question, Mary, from?
We have a question, Yuri, from Beatrice Wilson, who wanted to know your proposal. Does it include students in the exchange or mostly faculty and administration, or both?
Actually, my suggestion is not primarily about exchange, but about, let's say, meeting of administration of universities, because all programs, including exchange programs, are generated by administration of the universities. So they should talk first, and then it will be turned to converted to concrete programs such as students exchange or academic exchange, etc., etc.
Okay, great.
Yes, I think what impressed me about Yuri's proposal of engagement with both organizations is that this would be at the very top level. So he acknowledges the exchange of students, the engagement of professors in different venues and activities, but this is something to reach to the top, the presidents of universities and the rectors of universities in Russia. So we'll make that clarification. And let's see, there was someone else who.
Deborah, we have,
Deborah.
yeah, we do have some other questions. Deborah.
Yes, hi, thank you. It would be helpful if you could share, whether in this meeting or share with Bill or others so they can get the information to us, just some information that we could share with our college presidents or university presidents so that we can work it up the chains of our own universities to see if there might be interest. I'm a faculty member at the college at Brockport, and myself and another faculty member have been very involved in our sister city organization, which is Linkages of Rochester, and we have had some contact with the State University of Veliki Novgorod, but it's been at the faculty level, not the administration level. So certainly if there's some information that can be shared, we can share it up to our administrators, and there may be some other academics on the call as well who could do something similar.
Thank you, Deborah. It is brilliant idea. I will rearrange this presentation to focus more on possible target administrators, and will send to Bill, and Bill probably will be able to share between all people. Yeah, that would be fine. And I will shortly prepare that presentation.
Yes, it would be
Thank
it's my intention to convene a meeting of people who are interested in this proposal, in this engagement. So we'll have a separate session on this. So I'm glad to see that, I'm glad to see the interest that is here. And just before we go on to some more questions, I was quite intrigued by the skateboarding comments that were made. And therefore, I will call on my good friend, Maria in Volgograd, to tell us about the skateboarding girls of Volgograd. Unmute. Okay.
Yes, please. Yeah, thank you for giving me a word, but I'm afraid that here I kind of misled you on a misconception, because when I say teenage girls, I really mean that they are middle schoolers, about 12 or 13 years in age. So traveling might be a complicated issue for them. However, I have to say that in Volgograd, I have seen at least 2 skateboards, playgrounds where they can train to jump from surface to another. Yeah. So maybe it is something to at least look into or ask our colleagues from the sports committee.
Okay. Thank you.
So, Bill.
Another question. Any more questions on this topic?
Bill, I was just going to note that there are quite a few comments in the chat about wanting to know more about the university exchange. And I just wanted to encourage everyone to leave a contact in chat so that, and Bill will share this with everyone, but he will then have everyone's contact for any meetings coming forward. There you go.
Well, very good. Yeah, because I do see, thanks for suggesting that, Mary, because I do see a number of new names here. We're very pleased by that. And our participation here exceeded my expectations. We've had as many as 56 people in this conversation. So let's see here. Why don't we move on to the general comments here? So I think there are a couple of people that would like to make some comments, brief comments, updating us on activities. So I think Bob Leeser is one of those. Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Bob, hello. didn't realize I'd be on the agenda today, but I can talk briefly. Tulsa Global Alliance and the Tulsa-Zelenograd Sister City Partnership recently met with the director of the Moscow Office of International and Economic Relations to talk about future plans for our sister city exchange. We have been relatively inactive for a number of years. Last year that changed a little bit. We had visits by journalists to Tulsa through the Open World program and runners who participated in the Route 66 marathon. And just this year, Tulsa celebrated the 40th anniversary of our Sister City program. So we received a congratulatory letter and video from that office in Moscow. And it's now been designated as our contact going forward for our sister city with Zelenograd, Russia, which is a district of Moscow. So it's very exciting news, and they are happy and eager to continue and strengthen relations between our cities.
Thank you, Bob. And anyone else?
Yeah, Bill, if you have a second, I can talk to some people about the relationship we've established between Illinois State University and Vladimir State University. And my colleague Oksana from Vladimir State University is also on this session, so she can pipe in as she likes. We've had a sister city relationship between Vladimir and Bloomington Normal since 1989, and we've established several university connections. The one that Oksana and I have going is 5 years old, and we've had exchanges of faculty and students. And we've had the president of Illinois State University travel to Vladimir, and the rector and vice rector from Vladimir State University travel to Bloomington Normal. So we've had a very successful university connection. We also have a connection with their Medical College of Nursing and our College of Nursing at Illinois State University. So if anybody has any questions about how we got that established, or how you get your presidents involved, or how you get students involved, we've been doing it for at least the last 5 years, and I'd be happy to share information with you about that. Oksana, do you have anything to add?
Let's see.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes. Go ahead.
Thank you, Dave. Well, you have covered pretty much everything, you put it shortly. And I would like to thank Dave Thompson for the student connections we are doing. We are currently having a let us say, project where our students can discuss questions and issues that they find important. And I strongly believe in these people-to-people connections, not only top-level connections. And our project, I think, has some potential. We'll keep it going, I hope.
And anyone else with comment or questions on anything you're doing? Okay. All right. Well, I'm seeing a number of people providing their addresses, which I will distribute, along with I will ask Yuri to give me his slides, which I will post and distribute.
Michael Leach, I think, was getting ready to comment.
There was a question in the
chat.
Yes,
thank you. Please go ahead.
Michael?
Yes, this is Michael Leach in Rochester, New York. You heard from Deborah Fromm, a professor at Brockport State University. The programs that have happened through there and through some other of our colleges have relied on the passion and imagination of individual faculty members. Although they get support from the presidents of the university, that's been moral support and encouragement, but it's been the individual faculty members who have had to raise the funds, raise the energy, and really do the work to give us our years of success. And the linkages, Veliky Novgorod Rochester Sister City Relationship program has had steady success since its beginning. Thank you.
Anyone else? Well, this has been a very engaging and engrossing conversation, hearing about so many things going on and also some new ideas. So I think we will reconvene next month on January the 12th, which is a Tuesday. But in the meantime, we'll have some sidebars, and I will take a look and see addresses and interests that have been registered in the chat and address those. But it looks like we've got at least 3 things to work on. Well, 4 things: suggestions by Alexandra, and then also our interest in cultural activities, which Yana is helping with, particularly St. Petersburg. And I'm very happy to say we've been engaged with Yu Mi Ha in Los Angeles, who is the executive director of the sister cities in Los Angeles. And then, of course, also Bill Parsons out of St. Petersburg, Florida. So anyway, we will take that up along with the idea of the great rivers, and then also what Yuri suggested about this approach for the University Rectors and University Presidents Summit. So we've got a lot of homework from this meeting, but it's been very delightful to see the friendship, hear the friendship, especially in these difficult times, these health challenges, but also in a season of goodwill and hopefulness that we share in both countries with great tradition. So with that, thanks again to everyone for participating, and look forward to future sessions similar to this one. So thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Merry
Bye-bye.
Christmas, everyone.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.